Hi, I'm Melissa Lang. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be covering reverse abs. Okay, today I'm going to teach you reverse abs, and the concept I want you to understand in this is how to curl your thoracic spine as opposed to using your neck muscles and working from your cervical spine. If we work from our cervical spine, we're just going to exacerbate the problems that most of us have from sitting at computers all day, which is to shorten the sternocleidomastoid, the muscle that runs from here to here. So we tend to work this way and shorten that, and we tend to stress out this part of our necks and therefore exacerbate all the neck issues that we have. So the movement needs to take place around here, T10, which is about where your bra strap would be if you're a female, or just under your shoulder blades if you're a male. So that's where we're making the movement take place. We lie in neutral position, so our pubic bone is slightly higher or level with our hip bones. We don't want to be in a forced arch position. We just want our sacrum area, this area here, to be kind of relaxed on the bed. So there'll be a soft arch. We want to think about this rib staying anchored to the floor when we curl up, okay? So it's almost like two sides of a bridge. And it's not a Sydney Harbour bridge, it's just a sort of a flat walking bridge, so that the lumbar spine is not forcibly curved, it's just relaxed. When we curl up, we want to think of the ribs like shutter blinds at the front of our bodies. So they're sliding down towards each other. So they're closing at the front in order to open at the back. And what that does is it allows the facet joints to open along the thoracic spine and allows us to curve. It's okay to take your hands behind your head. You're not going to be using your neck muscles to curl up. What we want is for the sternocleidomastoid muscle that runs here to lengthen. So we do this by dropping our chin into our throat and opening up the back of our neck. Now, we want our shoulder blades down our back. So if you can think about dropping your heart down into your chest as you do this exercise, you'll get a really nice curl, and your scapulars, your shoulder blades, will stay nicely down your back rather than hunching up, okay? We want our serratus anterior, which is a muscle that looks like gills, to work in with our obliques, and it's this cross action that curls us up. So it's almost like if I wrapped a towel around here and crossed it over and down into my hip bones, the pull comes from there. So it has nothing to do with our neck. So elbows in your peripheral view, you take a nice deep breath in, expanding the transverse in all directions, taking a breath in. Connect with your pelvic floor to stabilize your hips. Start to deflate the abdominals and curl the head and shoulders up. Once we're here, we can take another breath in and exhale to sink and watch the abdominals sink and roll back down. There's many different breathing options that you can do. The breath becomes a tool for you to challenge your abdominals. So if you're struggling to find neutral position, then do the exhale first. So you would breathe in. Allow the stomach to expand. Exhale to make sure you've found neutral, feeling the waist narrow and the width across the hips. You may, if you put your fingers on your hip bones, and as you're ending the breath, feel your internal obliques kick in. It'll feel like a little lift on the hips, so just look out for that. It's at the end of the deflation. The sequencing is important, so you must feel your pelvic floor followed by your transverse, then your internal obliques. With people with back injuries, sometimes that internal oblique will kick in quicker. You do need to focus inwardly and make sure you set the sequencing up. So you would exhale completely and establish neutral spine. Holding on to that, you breathe in and you think about this point dropping down into the floor and imprinting that vertebra down into the floor to curl up. So the rest of you just goes for the ride. Keep the back of the neck long, keep the shoulder blades connected and down into your back. Then when you're here, you can breathe in and exhale, watching the tummy deflate, making sure you don't engage your glutes. Let them relax. Feel like your pelvis is just hanging out of your legs. And then inhale to go back down. Always when you do this exercise, you're thinking of your tailbone reaching this way and your head reaching that way. So you're not about compressing the vertebra, but lifting long and up and over. The other thing with your psoas, if you want to take it on a much deeper level, is your psoas inserts into the front of the leg, but comes from your T12 and attaches to the front of your vertebra here. Think about the two lengthening away from each other. So it's almost like a cobra feeling, like if you could imagine a snake coming up and cobbering underneath your rib, underneath your diaphragm, okay, which is under your rib cage. So it's a long arced feeling. So again, you can do variations when you're up here. You can take a breath in and then focus on the waist narrowing. Okay. To make sure that you're working your transverse, just check under here and make sure you can feel the muscle contracting. Again, check your hip to feel that you can feel the muscles hollowing beneath your hips, and your tummy should look flat like a table.